Moi everyone and welcome to Finnish Plate. Rhubarb pudding is maybe not so well known dessert in Finland. It's basically just made from rhubarb that has been cooked down so it breaks up, and it's served with maybe some cream or milk, maybe a couple berries on top. Its consistency can be very thin, more like rhubarb soup even, or maybe a little bit thicker, more like pudding consistency. So join me and I'll show you how to make this Finnish rhubarb dessert. For the rhubarb pudding, I have 500 grams of rhubarb. These are pretty big stalks, which means they are probably a little bit older. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel them and cut them into smaller pieces and just clean them up. I also have 2 deciliters of sugar, 8 deciliters of water, and 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. So I'm going to start by adding the water and the sugar into my pot here and turn the heat on. And while that's heating up, I'm going to prep my rhubarb here. So peeling rhubarb isn't strictly necessary. Not everybody does it. I like to do it just to get rid of some of this stringy stuff, the stringy top layer that's here on the stalk. And now we're just going to cut this into smaller pieces. Now that the rhubarb has been cut into smaller pieces, we're just going to wait for the water to come to boil, and then we're going to put the rhubarb in the water and cook it until it's soft. Now that our sugar water is coming to a boil, we're just going to add the rhubarb, and we're going to cook it until it's all soft. So it really doesn't take a long time to cook the rhubarb. Only maybe about 5 minutes or so. And they are already broken up and tender. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add just a little bit of water to our cornstarch to make a slurry. And we're going to drizzle the slurry in here while mixing. This way we don't get any lumps. There we go. And also using a whisk here helps break up those last pieces of rhubarb that may be left. Now we'll just let this bubble one more time. There it goes. Turn the heat off. There we go. I couldn't find my whisking attachment for my hand mixer, so I just did this by hand. So I left the whipped cream a little loose, but that's completely fine. A lot of times the rhubarb pudding is served with just maybe a little bit of milk and sugar too. So to serve, we're just going to take some of this rhubarb pudding. You could serve it warm, you could serve it cold. Remember, it's going to thicken up more when it cools down. And then a couple pieces of strawberries and some of our whipped cream. And there we go. Finnish rhubarb pudding. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Finish Your Plate.